Have you ever encountered someone who initially seemed incredible, only to leave you astonished later with their true nature? People often show us who they really are. We just need to know where to look. Today, I'll share signs that help you instantly uncover someone's true character, from their treatment of strangers to their reactions to your successes. These subtle clues can protect you from heartbreak, toxic friendships, and poor business partnerships. So, either grab a notebook or just keep a mental checklist ready as we decode the real personalities hidden behind the masks. Ready? Let's dive in. 1. Observing their reaction to your success. Let's face it, dealing with success is more revealing than most of us care to admit. Success can disrupt the dynamics within any relationship. It's not merely about your achievements, it's about what those achievements unveil about others. When you reach a milestone, be it launching your dream career, hitting a fitness goal, or mastering a new skill, it's natural to want to share that joy. You expect your loved ones to revel in your success as much as you do. But what if their reactions fall short of your expectations? Picture this. You've been dedicating months to a project, enduring late nights, and sacrificing weekends. When you finally reach a significant milestone, you're elated. So you share your news with your best friend, expecting to hear, "That's amazing, I'm so proud of you." Instead, the response is, "Wow, must be nice. Wish I could say the same." This scenario might sound familiar. I remember when I shared news of a significant achievement I had worked years for. The response I received was a tepid smile and a quick diversion to their own troubles. There was no congratulations, no genuine excitement, just discomfort masked as indifference. At first, I wondered if I had shared my news incorrectly or if I was bragging. But then, I realized their reaction had nothing to do with me. It was about what my success stirred within them. The uncomfortable truth about success. Success doesn't just bring joy. It exposes vulnerabilities. When you succeed, it prompts those around you to reflect on their own paths. For some, this reflection is motivating. It spurs them to aim higher and support you wholeheartedly. For others, it breeds resentment because your achievements highlight their perceived shortcomings or fears. Now, here's a controversial point. Not everyone who underreacts to your success is a negative influence. Life is complex, and people deal with their own challenges. Sometimes, they might not have the emotional capacity to celebrate with you. However, if someone consistently minimizes your accomplishments, dismisses your happiness, or redirects conversations to themselves, it indicates they are struggling to appreciate your growth. Another layer of insight. This nuanced understanding can guide you in navigating relationships as you progress in life. Knowing these signs not only helps you protect your emotional well-being, but also allows you to foster healthier, more supportive connections. Section 2. Beyond words, the subtleties of support. Pay attention not just to what people say, but also to how they say it. When they congratulate you, does it feel genuine or does it seem forced? Are there subtle ways they undermine your achievements with remarks like, "You're lucky you had connections," or "I could do that too if I had the time"? These micro-reactions are telling, revealing much about their mindset and their true feelings towards your relationship. Expanding the definition of success. Success isn't always measured by a big paycheck or a glamorous lifestyle. Often, it's as simple as choosing happiness, setting boundaries, or prioritizing your health. These choices can discomfort others because they highlight what they aren't doing in their own lives. For instance, I once chose to step away from a toxic environment for my mental health. When I shared this decision, The lukewarm reaction I received was puzzling to others. They couldn't see why I would give up something so envied. In hindsight, their reaction stemmed from their own fears of taking similar steps in their lives. Turning the lens inward. It's crucial to reflect on how we respond to others' successes. How do you react when a friend gets promoted while you feel stuck? Or when a sibling buys their dream home while you struggle with rent? It's natural to experience jealousy or self-doubt, but your response is what truly matters. Do you let those feelings fester, or do you push past them to genuinely support those you care about? Success as a mirror success tests more than just your capabilities. It tests your relationships, your values, and your ability to rise above petty jealousies. It acts as a mirror, reflecting truths about ourselves and others, whether we're prepared to face them or not. Navigating reactions to your success. When someone reveals their true colors in response to your success, it's why. Distance yourself from those who consistently taint your moments of joy with negativity. Understand that not everyone is in a place to celebrate with you, and that's okay. Your journey doesn't need universal approval to be valid. Committing to celebrate others. On the flip side, strive to be the person who celebrates others' achievements. Applaud your friends, even if you're not yet where you want to be. Support your family, even if success seems far off for you. Embrace the fact that there's enough space for everyone to succeed. Someone else's success does not detract from your potential, it enhances it. The broader lesson of success. Ultimately, success teaches us about who truly supports us, who needs more time to grow, and who we are becoming. The most profound joy comes not just from achieving your goals, but from celebrating both your victories and those of others along the way. So, the next time you reach a milestone, observe closely. Those who genuinely rejoice with you are your true supporters. Keep them close. For the rest, let them go gracefully. Success is a journey, and you deserve companions who earnestly wish to see you thrive. 2. Power as a revealer of true character. Power is one of the most significant truth tellers. Whether it involves making decisions, leading a group, or controlling a minor situation, how someone handles power reveals much about their core character. Power doesn't corrupt, it amplifies what's already there. If someone is inherently kind and empathetic, power brings out more generosity in them. Conversely, if they are insecure, controlling, or selfish, power will magnify these traits, putting them under a glaring spotlight. A personal anecdote. Years ago, I worked under a manager who had recently been promoted. Initially, they were friendly and approachable, the type you'd grab a coffee with and share a laugh. However, as soon as they received a bit of authority, their demeanor transformed dramatically. Every email they sent was tinged with condescension. Every meeting felt like a sermon, and every minor mistake became a public lesson. This misuse of power was exhausting. Instead of using their new role to uplift and empower the team, they wielded it to assert dominance and feed their ego. Ironically, this didn't garner respect. It bred resentment. Contrasting leadership styles. On the flip side, I've had the privilege of working with leaders who treated their power as a responsibility, not a weapon. These leaders use their influence to create opportunities, listen, and set an example. One mentor always reminded us, if your position makes you feel bigger, it's time to check your ego. Power should feel heavy. It should not make you feel tall. This advice has stuck with me because it underscores the essence of true leadership, which is about service, not superiority. Power dynamics in personal relationships. It's not just in professional settings that power dynamics play out. They also exist in personal relationships, including friendships, families, and romantic partnerships. Have you noticed how some individuals change when they perceive themselves to have the upper hand? For example, a friend might become overbearing when you rely on them for a favor, or a partner might exploit your vulnerability during an argument. These moments, though seemingly minor, are profoundly revealing of a person's character. The deal breaker. Here's the controversial part. How someone handles power, no matter the scale, can be a deal breaker. Using power to control, manipulate, or belittle others is a significant red flag. While some may excuse such behavior as stress-related or a phase of adjustment, we must recognize that consistent misuse of power is not a mere personality quirk. It's a deliberate choice. I've witnessed this in friendships as well. A friend once took charge of a community project, a role I initially thought would showcase their leadership. However, their behavior soon became unbearable. They insisted on vetting every decision, resisted suggestions, and reacted harshly to any form of questioning. Summing up, power is a test of character. Observing how individuals handle it provides critical insights into their true nature. In relationships and leadership, power should be a tool for growth and positive influence, not a mechanism for exerting dominance. The next time you encounter someone in a position of power, watch closely. Their actions will tell you more about them than their words ever could. 3. The microdynamics of power is revealing, not just in boardrooms or on global stages, but in everyday interactions as well. Observe how individuals treat those in service roles, waiters, cashiers, or anyone perceived to have less power. Are they patient, kind, and respectful, or are they dismissive and entitled? I once had an eye-opening experience on a date. The person was charming to me, but snapped at the server for a delay in service. That incident was revealing enough to ensure there was no second date. Such moments demonstrate that power doesn't create character. It merely reveals it. Everyday power and character. It's like peeling back an onion. What lies beneath is the true self. Not everyone will handle power perfectly, but the way they manage it in everyday situations offers a glimpse into how they might handle greater responsibilities. Turning the lens on ourselves. This brings us to a critical introspection. How do you handle power? Whether it's a minor role at work or a dominant position in a relationship, do you use your influence to uplift others, or do you let it bolster your ego? I confess, there have been times when I let power cloud my judgment, using authority to assert my will rather than guide. Each instance served as a humbling reminder to reassess my intentions and remember that wielding power is a privilege, not a right. The true measure of power. When observing others, pay close attention to their actions over their words. Do they lead with kindness and responsibility, or do they allow power to dominate their actions? And for ourselves, we must remember that true power isn't about control. It's about the ability to empower and strengthen those around us. Ultimately, power is transient, but the impact we make on others while we wield it is the legacy that endures. Stress. The ultimate magnifier. Power isn't the only revealer. Stress also plays a crucial role in showing true character. Under pressure, the core of a person's character comes to light, amplifying their inherent traits, whether it's resilience, patience, or irritability. How someone handles stress, whether they snap, shut down, or rise to the occasion, offers significant insights into their true nature. Recognizing patterns in stress management. While no one is perfect under stress, There's a stark difference between those who occasionally falter and those who habitually let stress justify poor treatment of others. How someone manages their worst days reflects their fundamental character. It's essential to discern between momentary lapses and consistent negative behavior, as the latter can reveal deeper issues within a person's character. Personal reflections on stress and character. I once had a friend who was always the center of attention, known for their humor and positive energy. However, when faced with stress from work, relationship issues, or family drama, they transformed drastically. They would lash out, shout, and make harsh comments, then excuse their behavior by saying, "You know how I get when I'm under pressure." Initially, I gave them the benefit of the doubt. After all, everyone has bad days. But over time, I realized that these bad days were revealing their true nature. Stress didn't create their cruelty. It merely unveiled what was already there. As I began to distance myself, they accused me of being unsupportive. However, supporting someone does not mean tolerating abusive behavior. Contrasting reactions to stress. Conversely, I've known people who faced severe stresses, job losses, breakups, health crises, and still maintain their kindness and grace. One friend, after losing their job and struggling financially, began volunteering at a food bank, inspired by the hardships of others, even amidst their own. This response highlights the type of resilience and empathy you'd want in your life, contrasting sharply with those who let stress bring out their worst traits. Evaluating reactions to stress. There's a common belief that you shouldn't judge people based on their behavior under stress. I disagree. Stressful situations are precisely when you should observe closely, as they strip away pretenses, revealing true character. It's telling how someone behaves when they're running late, caught in traffic, or facing tough decisions. Do they remain composed, or do they unravel? Everyday stress tests. Consider the minor stresses, like waiting in a long line at a coffee shop. I once dated someone who appeared sweet and charming until we encountered such a trivial inconvenience. Their reaction, rolling eyes, loud complaints, snapping at service staff, was a glaring red flag. If minor stressors provoke such reactions, it raises concerns about handling more significant challenges. Self-reflection on stress management. Before we judge others, it's crucial to examine our own responses to stress. We all have moments we're not proud of, like snapping at loved ones or withdrawing from friends during tough times. These instances don't make us inherently bad, they make us human. The key is to recognize these patterns and work on them. I recall a period when I was overwhelmed by multiple responsibilities, and I began to take my stress out on those closest to me. It took a straightforward conversation with a friend to make me realize the impact of my behavior. Final thoughts on stress and character. Stress can be a magnifying glass, amplifying our underlying traits. How we handle it offers a deep insight into our character. It's important to not only watch how others react under pressure, but also to be mindful of how we manage our own stress. Ultimately, the goal is to foster resilience and empathy, both in ourselves and in our relationships. Understanding stress and responsibility, stress is no excuse for harmful behavior, though it often explains why people might act out. The key is how we use this understanding. Do we allow stress to justify ongoing negative behavior, or do we view it as a chance to improve and grow? One critical realization is that stress not only reveals true character, but also illuminates who we truly value. Observe who a person lashes out at and who they strive to protect when under pressure. This behavior is a profound indicator of their priorities and character. self-awareness, and grace under pressure. It's important to extend some grace to ourselves as well. Handling stress is a lifelong journey, and perfection is not the goal, awareness is. If you find yourself reacting poorly under stress, the response should be to take responsibility and seek to rectify your actions. True character is measured not by a flawless record, but by how we manage and learn from our mistakes. Character revealed through stress. When observing how others handle stress, don't dismiss their reactions as mere one-offs. These responses provide crucial insights into their deeper selves. For those experiencing stress, remember, this challenge tests you but doesn't have to define you. The choices you make under stress can either strengthen your bonds or fracture them, depending on how you manage your reactions. The power of no moving beyond stress. Another potent test of character is how someone reacts to the word no. Telling someone no can reveal much about their respect for boundaries, maturity, and even their sense of entitlement. For instance, I once declined an invitation to an overly expensive group trip organized by a friend. Rather than understanding, I was met with guilt trips and accusations of not valuing our friendship. This reaction was not only disappointing, but also highly revealing of the conditional nature of their kindness. Reactions to denial. Many treat a denial as a personal affront, responding with offense, tantrums, or manipulation. These reactions are direct reflections of their maturity and respect towards others. Such moments, though challenging, are crucial in understanding the real character of those around us. Reflecting on our own reactions to no, it's equally important to reflect on how we respond to being told no. We've all faced moments where we didn't handle rejection well, and recognizing these patterns in ourselves is vital. Understanding our responses can help us cultivate patience, respect, and maturity in our interactions. Conclusion: stress and denial are powerful tools for revealing character. They not only show who people are, but also who they aspire to be based on their reactions. As we navigate these challenges, both in ourselves and in others, the goal should always be to foster growth, understanding, and stronger relationships. The challenge of asserting boundaries. When you assert yourself by saying no, it's not just about what you are declining. It's about asserting your right to choose, which can make some people uncomfortable because it signifies a loss of control over you. This reaction can be controversial. Many feel entitled to a yes, whether it's for a favor, your time, or your energy, and view your no as a betrayal. However, the truth is you don't owe anyone an automatic yes. Boundaries are not selfish. They are essential for maintaining personal integrity and respect. Graceful acceptance of boundaries. Conversely, there are those who accept boundaries with grace and maturity. I recall a time when a colleague asked for my help on a major project. Overwhelmed with my own deadlines, I had to decline. Rather than reacting negatively, they simply said, "No worries, I know you've got a lot on your plate. Let me know if there's another way I can help you instead." This response not only respected my boundaries, but also reinforced my respect for them as a person. Reframing the perception of no saying no is often hard. We're conditioned to believe it makes us seem selfish or uncooperative. But if we flip the script, what does it reveal about those who can't accept a no? It often shows that their interest lies more in what they can extract from us than in our well-being. Boundaries in personal relationships. This dynamic is especially evident in personal relationships. Early in one relationship, I set a clear boundary needing time for myself, which my partner did not receive well. They resorted to sarcasm and emotional manipulation, which was a glaring red flag. It underscored that a healthy relationship is built on mutual respect, not guilt or control. Subtle manipulations. Beware of those who mask their inability to accept no with humor or passive aggressiveness. A playful jab after declining an invitation like, "Oh, guess I'm just not important enough, huh?" may seem lighthearted, but often carries an underlying intent to make you feel guilty. The broader implications of no. How someone reacts to no tells us much about their view of relationships. Do they see you as an equal whose boundaries are to be respected, or as a means to fulfill their desires at any cost? Self-reflection on receiving no. Turning the lens inward, how do we react when someone tells us no? It's easy to expect respect from others, but it's just as important to offer it in return. I've been on both sides, feeling hurt when a friend declined an invitation or a colleague rejected my offer of help. Each instance was a reminder that respect for boundaries goes both ways. Emotional growth through acceptance. Realizing that a no isn't a personal rejection, but a reflection of someone else's needs and boundaries, is a crucial aspect of emotional growth. Accepting no gracefully is as important as learning to say it, representing a hallmark of emotional maturity and respect for others. Analyzing reactions to boundaries. What should you take away from this? Next time you say no, observe the reaction. Does the person respect your decision? Or do they attempt to make you feel guilty? Similarly, when someone says no to you, take a moment to reflect on your own response. Our reactions to no offer profound insights into our character. Boundaries as expressions of love. At its core, setting boundaries is an act of love for oneself, and respect for others. Saying no is an act of self-respect, while accepting no is an act of respecting someone else. Though challenging, it's always worthwhile. Those who truly value you will see your boundaries not as barriers, but as gateways to a healthier, more authentic connection. Section 5. Judging character by treatment of service workers. Observing interactions with service workers. How someone treats service workers, waiters, cashiers, delivery drivers, reveals much about their character. These are interactions where one party holds more apparent power, and they can choose to act either with kindness or with contempt. If someone fails to show basic decency in these roles, it speaks volumes about their regard for others. A revealing scenario. Imagine you're on a first date. Everything is going well. Your date is charming and attentive until there is a small mishap with the service. If they suddenly become rude or condescending over something trivial like a forgotten drink order, it's not just uncomfortable, it's a significant red flag. Such behavior in minor situations can foreshadow their reactions in more significant conflicts. Challenging excuses for poor behavior. Some might excuse such behavior as a bad day or minor frustration, but true character shines through consistently, regardless of circumstances. Decency isn't conditional, it's fundamental. I once witnessed a friend berate a server over a minor error, turning a simple mishap into a dramatic ordeal. This not only embarrassed our group, but also highlighted a deep sense of entitlement. Lessons learned from service interactions. That experience was a clear indicator of how they perceived and treated those they viewed as subordinates. It taught me everything I needed to know about their character, and it wasn't flattering. Conclusion. Whether setting boundaries or interacting with service workers, the underlying principle is the same. Respect and decency should govern our actions. These moments not only define our relationships, but also shape our character in the eyes of others. Everyday acts of kindness. I am fortunate to know people who consistently treat service workers with exceptional kindness. One of my closest friends always remembers the names of baristas, tips generously, and thanks delivery drivers as if they've done something heroic. Observing her interactions serves as a powerful reminder. Kindness costs nothing, but is invaluable. It's not just about leaving a tip or saying thank you. It's about acknowledging the humanity of everyone, regardless of their job. Insight into worldview. The way someone treats service workers offers a glimpse into their broader worldview. It shows whether they regard others as equals worthy of respect or merely as obstacles or tools to serve their needs. This behavior is not just indicative of personal character, but also of underlying values. Revealing moments in everyday interactions. Consider how someone behaves in seemingly trivial moments, such as interacting with a clerk or navigating a drive-thru. Refusing to say thank you or acting as if a greeting is an annoyance might seem mixed, but these actions provide deep insights into how a person values others, especially when they think they're not being judged. Personal reflections on respect and patience. From my own experience working retail during the holiday season, a true test of anyone's patience, I recall a customer who became irate because an item was out of stock. Despite my attempts to explain, they resorted to yelling and stormed out, degrading me in the process. This wasn't just humiliating. It was a stark display of dehumanizing behavior, rooted not in the unavailability of the product, but in a misplaced belief that their frustration entitled them to mistreat others. Conversely, I remember a regular customer whose kindness was unfailing. Once, when I made a mistake with their order, instead of reacting with frustration, they offered reassurance, saying, "Don't worry about it, it happens to everyone." That small act of grace not only improved my day, but also reinforced the profound impact of kindness. Self-assessment and growth. Reflecting on how we treat service workers is as crucial as observing others. Do you use polite words like please and thank you? Do you make eye contact and recognize them as individuals, not just part of the service machinery? Growth and self-awareness begin with holding ourselves accountable. Respect is the foundation of all relationships. Respect forms the bedrock of every interaction, whether with a loved one or a stranger serving your coffee. How you treat people who can do nothing for you is the truest test of your character. Remember, service workers are individuals striving to do their best, deserving the same respect and kindness you would wish for yourself. Conclusion. Next time you're out, pay close attention to how your companions treat service workers like waiters, cashiers, and delivery drivers. These interactions are not just routine. They're significant indicators of a person's true nature and values. Final section. The impact of kindness and observational wisdom. The value of kindness. It's not just a minor detail. How someone treats others, especially in mundane situations like waiting in line, is a significant clue about their character. Remember, kindness doesn't cost anything, yet its impact can be profound. You never know the struggles others are facing, and a simple act of kindness might brighten their day significantly. Being kind in a complex world, in a world where you can choose to be anything, choose to be kind, always. This advice encapsulates not just a personal creed, but a universal truth. Kindness connects us and uplifts both giver and receiver. Understanding true colors. This conversation isn't about fostering cynicism or judging every action. Rather, it's about recognizing the small, often overlooked behaviors that reveal much about someone's true nature. How they respond to a no, treat service workers, or handle stress are windows into their soul. Actions will always speak louder than words. People might claim to be kind, respectful, or trustworthy, but their true nature is revealed in those unscripted moments. The importance of awareness. The more you observe, the clearer it becomes. People show us who they really are all the time. The question is, are you paying attention? This awareness isn't just for evaluating others. It's also a prompt to reflect on your own behaviors, self-reflection, and growth. Consider this a challenge. Start noticing these signs in others and yourself. Are you demonstrating the best of your character? Are you managing stress gracefully, treating others with respect, and living true to your values? Engagement and reflection. If you found this exploration into the subtle signs that reveal profound truths enlightening, don't forget to engage further by liking, subscribing, and sharing this content. Let's initiate a discussion. Share in the comments a moment that revealed someone's true colors to you, or a time when you learned something significant about yourself. Life is too short to spend it with people who don't value or respect you. Surround yourself with individuals who consistently show their best colors and strive to be someone who adds brightness to others' lives. Thanks for engaging, and until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and stay true to yourself.